Hi, I'm Mokan. Welcome to Div 660.
I feel like these lights are really in our faces today.
Who are you?
Simon. Sorry. All right, introduce it. I thought Mokan would introduce the show and then introduce
No,
herself.
Eagle said you need to introduce yourself.
Awkward.
Yeah, but he also said you also gave me shit for a full season because I didn't let you introduce the show.
No, it's different.
See,
Eagle said you have to
I'm
introduce
Simon.
yourself.
I've been working here for a long time and I've been getting shit for like 7 years.
I am Peeze and I've been giving shit for 7 years.
I'm Chris, and I have played for the Stoics in D4A.
It's a real.
I'm Eagle, and I'm the guy who came up with this stupid idea.
I'm really happy you did. I'm happy to punish you for it every week.
Yes. Actually, Chris took it seriously.
I know.
He took it too seriously.
So how do we fire him?
He's new. It's not his fault. It's new. Get a chance.
Well, welcome to week 2 of FPF, Div 6 and 6D. It is Simon, Peeze, Eagle, and our newest member who is skipping last week because he was supposedly sick, and Chris Reeve. Yay! All right, Chris. Welcome to the show, Chris.
Thank you.
All right.
I think last week we claimed you had tuberculosis. I hope that's all cleared
I
up.
thought it was chickenpox.
I had that.
I believe it was the weather you guys said, if I remember correctly. Weather.
Also
Yo, he was paying attention.
Because I wasn't.
All right, so Chris off to a resounding start right now in his first ever. Is this your first ever calling the Audible?
Officially second. I came, I think, 3 seasons ago.
For who?
He was helping us set up with, obviously this is a real background,
Yes.
where we have these excellent player posters behind us, but he helped us do the lighting of the real background that's behind us.
You know, that picture looks like, Theo's giving you like an elbow.
There's a lot of pictures now, so it might not be that one.
No, maybe not. Maybe not. All right, it is 660. Let's dive into it. The week that was for 6 and 6D. I saw a couple of games. I know Peeze saw a whole bunch. Simon pretending to think
Always.
he saw games, which I'm sure he did.
I'm everywhere.
Gentlemen, let's dive into Div 6 and what caught your attention from this past week. It was quite the eventful week of games that we had.
In Div 6, Mighty Ducks got back. I'm just gonna call them the Ducks. Like they just
How do we call them the Adam Banks?
They're D2, the Mighty Ducks.
So call them the Adam Banks.
What's wrong with money, duck?
Because when I'm writing my article, it's a pain in the ass. They were the Ducks for like a full season.
That's just one word.
No, it's D2 colon the Mighty Ducks.
So call them the Adam Banks.
By the way, when teams have punctuation, I remove it when I'm writing the article. NWO, and half the time you're going to be auto-corrected to now, and that's your fault.
I'm not responsible.
It is what it is. So the Mighty Ducks, they had a rough first week. They came back. They beat the replacements. And that's kind of what we expected from the Mighty Ducks. I thought they would give Vic in a box more trouble the first week, but now Matt DeMo just looked a lot more comfortable, able to get all of his pieces involved. This is a really good receiving squad. It's better than the receiving cores he had when he played in a higher division in Les Affreux. So, man,
Ooh, that's a big statement.
absolutely, it is. It's just because we don't know the names. But Big Ren, we've played with him. He's a very talented player.
He's a nice guy.
JD Jolly, I know he couldn't catch whatever Chris Rive was pretending to have last week, but he got 2 touchdowns this game. Martin Jackson returns from Les Affreux, and then like guys from this team that we know, like whether it's Kerry Morissette or vast amount of talent on this team, they're set to compete, and I'm glad to see them doing well. Frank Taylor Colatrella is still struggling to put points on the board for replacements.
I spoke to the Ducks, Renaud Saint Laurent, back in December, and
Big Ren.
Yeah, the big R. And speaking to the Adam Banks leader, he said that our team's going to be good, but the quarterback position was still up in the air, right? Because DeMo, I think, hadn't fully committed because he had other opportunities to be in a hard division. But to get him back, though, I think it really calms and soothes this team because they had relatively good success with him at the pivot position, though.
Is it surprising to anyone that he can throw in Div 6?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
I remember
like
he playing in Div 4 not so long ago.
He was in Div 4 and fine, and he was a very good Division 5 quarterback.
Yes,
yeah,
he
and
was.
somehow
Like constantly playoff bound Division 5 quarterback.
and they just won
yes.
a championship in the spring with
But
the
it was-
exact.
but they were in E2.
No, they were bumped to E2.
They bumped
They were
down
in
to
E1.
Bumped down to
E1
E2,
to
yeah.
E2.
So now Div 6 is slightly weaker than what Div E is
Yeah.
in the spring. So he's playing in a slightly weaker division with a potentially better team than what he had.
And a full season with them and like more time to develop timing and spacing with
And
them.
they won. So technically, if they don't win this year,
It's a
Failure.
failure.
And if he doesn't win quarterback of the year, double failure.
oh boy.
If he doesn't reach a lifetime milestone as well, like his first million, failure.
So are we anointing them as?
So what about like having a kid? Does that count?
Also, if he doesn't have a kid, failure.
No, but he doesn't need to have both. The kid and the $1
All of
million.
them. All of them. Well, actually, no. I'll settle on one milestone.
Because he should be all right.
Yeah, he should already be a millionaire.
So are we anointing them as the favorites then for Div 6?
Sell some furniture, bro.
In 6D? 6?
6, yeah.
Sell some furniture.
It's furniture.
It is what it is for living,
I thought they
you know,
would, but
right?
honestly, there's some good teams in Div 6. Div 6 is
Unknown
is
talent,
pretty
bro.
deep. Yeah, well, they're
This
back.
week they destroyed Green Monster. Like 43 and nothing.
0.
They added a ringer because that's what they needed, apparently.
Who, Unknown talent? Or-
Nikki Fernacho, I believe.
So
Scored
Unknown
2
talent is a good team. Green Monster's defense has always been a little like Green Monster's defense was their thing. The offense has always been shaky, but they allowed 43 points. So
Yeah, if you throw 5 interceptions, it doesn't matter how good your defense is.
But
Wow.
they were nowhere on the same
I mean,
level as.
this was a slaughter.
No, this was a complete slaughter. Green Monster had no business being on that football field. They were like 5 steps behind every play thrown against them, offense and defense, and you can see this team huffing and puffing. And you know, we talk about Barzoni and what he does. I think he's. We'll talk about it also on the show, but he showed some signs that maybe this could be a calling card for him at the lower division to be a quarterback for the next couple of years.
Well, the thing is, I think his speed and his ability to roll and move out of the pocket helped him neutralize the pass rush of Patrick Jason. And the height and the long arms didn't bother him as much as it bothers a lot of other quarterbacks in the league. Because in Division 6, you get mobile quarterbacks who often can't throw, or guys who can throw the ball but can't move. And in Alessandro Barattoni, you have a guy who can actually do both.
Yeah.
So I think that was the case. That's part of why he was able to be so successful.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
For Alice.
Thank you for the insights.
I think I saw him play in Div 4A 2 seasons ago with the commission for a brief
Yes,
time.
as a receiver.
And that's the first time I saw him play there, and he impressed me pretty much. What I like about him is he's fearless. He's not afraid of like throwing it deep, and he's not afraid of gunning it, you know. And I think when you do that in lower divisions, you have a higher chance of winning when you have that instinct of just letting it go.
It depends on the type of defense. With Green Monster, you tend to get the same look on defense. They just execute really well. So because of his arm strength and because of his ability to move, Alessandro Barattoni was able to just demolish that. So I think that there are games where he may struggle because he threw a lot of interceptions in the fall. And what it was is that, again, he took too many chances when he had available underneath routes. That's my one knock on him. I love the dude. I thought they could have and should have played in a higher division this season. But personally, like, I'm happy to see them on my schedule. I like the challenge. I think it's going to be super cool. And I like the guys. They're really good kids.
I had a chance to film them during the
finals.
The finals.
Yeah.
And a bunch of talented guys. But the one knock that I do have to say that they do tend to get worked up on themselves, and they tend to get heated sometimes. Like during that game, they were at one point 4 players. They already came to the field at 5 players, and they came to 4 players because Alessandro got angry, like spiked the ball, got an OC out for 5 games. I think if he gets that under control and he comes to play every game cool, calm, and collected, I don't see unknown talent losing many games.
Well, he's a prisoner. They're a prisoner of the moment, those guys, because you are right. They are a bunch of hotheads if things go against them. There's been times, whether it's them.
Italians are the worst.
What? Well,
I can
I'm
say
I'm not saying.
I can
what.
say it. Italians are the worst.
But we talk about whether they're as a unit or individually on different teams. These guys have had some blow-ups, right? But they play such emotion. They feed off emotion, and it also kills them. And I think that's one thing that they're going to have to learn as they move along in the season, gentlemen. That they're going to have to play mature football if they're going to become or can be considered a contender for Div 6.
I just need to support this team because my doppelganger is on it.
Alex D'Aquila is on the team.
Oh, really?
It's a far more talented Alex.
Excuse me,
D'Aquila.
what? Come again?
Is that why you added Eagle to your name?
Yes.
There's literally another Alex D'Aquila in the league now.
It's amazing.
Is he like better looking than you?
He's better looking. He's better athletic. He's better at school. He is me, but better.
Eagle, you have to research what he does for a living.
Yeah, please.
We want to know
look him
by
up.
by the
Look him
end
up
of the
on
show.
LinkedIn.
We already researched him in the fall.
him up
He
on
was
LinkedIn.
student
on
athlete
the
of the year
show.
at Champlain. We're friends on Facebook now.
You were on the show when we did it live.
Yeah, but it's been like 6 months. Maybe
Yeah,
you
he doesn't
changed.
remember what he did like 2 minutes ago.
Man.
I didn't remember.
You have brain broke.
He does.
You have brain broke.
He's a
Yeah,
goldfish.
right,
Like, if you go to the doctor, he's gonna be, dude, You got brain broke.
But you know what?
Sorry, there's nothing we can do.
You'll remember like a play from like 2011 in spring season week 4 in Lachine. Like, yeah, I threw like a 14-yard out to like JD Jolie, and yeah, he made a great catch, and yeah, we scored.
Because what happens is
Brain broke.
Simon only thinks about or remembers things about Simon Dagenais.
Corey Kennedy, yeah, great catch. Week 13 of 2014.
Week 13. Hey, I haven't made it to week 13 in a long time.
You haven't made it past week 10 in a long time. 6D, gentlemen. Some games that caught the attention. LSA, Los Siete Amigos, big win over Bud Knights.
And every time we praise the Bud Knights,
they
they
fail.
screw up the
They
next
fail.
week, man.
They
The
fail.
best defense in all football.
That's what. Who said that?
Simon, in
That's
FPF,
right. That's right.
in FPF history.
I have a very short-term bandwagon.
Yeah.
Right now I'm on Vultures in Div 6, so I'm expecting them to fail next week.
They will.
Just can you like them the week I play them?
What
That'd
you
be good.
what you should do is place bets again on the team.
that
that-
you're betting for.
Sorry,
Um,
Vultures.
No, but I saw Chocolate Barracudas after struggling week 1. They got a win over Rosedale Renovations. Luçon Pierre is a guy I don't know if he can play quarterback. I just know he's a fantastic athlete. So we'll have to see how that develops because he only threw 2 of the 3 touchdown passes in this game, and to see only 7 completions by a winning offense is
Odd.
odd and not a recipe for success down the line.
But are you surprised looking at the overall body of games from this past week? I believe it was 6 or 7 games that were within range of 7 points or less, or 8 points or less. Does that bode well for 6D to say, hey?
Absolutely, I thought 6D was gonna be the blowout division,
We all did.
and to be honest, this week was nice, and I started writing my article already because thing takes me goddamn forever.
It'll be released on what day?
It'll be released between Friday evening and Saturday morning. Depends on my level of alcohol consumption on Friday.
You mean milk, right?
No, I don't drink milk. I'm lactose intolerant. I'm not alcohol intolerant.
Soy milk. Soy milk.
That sounds terrible. There's
It's
no
not
tits
good.
on the soy.
There were 2 games that were decided by 1 point, and then 2 other games that were decided by
I was
1
saying
score.
a thing.
I gave you actual numbers now.
No, but I was saying a thing where I had numbers.
You don't have numbers.
Check these numbers though, Eagle, because I may be wrong. As far as I know, there's only 1 2-0 team in 6D.
6D
Which is
or
good.
6D?
6D.
Computing.
I don't know why I just said
You said the same
6D
thing.
or 6D.
No,
Wait,
you're
what?
wrong.
How many?
Los Siete Amigos and DGC.
So two 2-0 teams in Division 6D.
And 3 0-2 teams.
Yeah.
Which is still
But just to
good.
say, like,
Which
we
is-
only have 2 undefeated teams after a couple of weeks. That's pretty
Which bodes
impressive.
well for the
Yeah.
league.
Well, it's good for that division.
So
The one thing I have about 6D at the moment is the offenses are not
Good.
explosive.
Yes.
Like,
Wait,
there's a lot of
wait,
games like
wait, hold on.
between 19 and 21 points.
Are you expecting to be like Pat Mahomes and the
No,
KC
but-
offense dropping like 45 points per half here?
No, but it could be
Well,
the other way around. Like you
Brewers
could be,
did.
Yeah, you could be scoring
like
like.
Brewers have more experience though, guys.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right?
But they did not play well in the first week.
Brewers
After-
did and
No,
B-ballers did, actually.
Because you could score like 35 points if the other defense makes mistakes. Like it doesn't mean your offense is great, but nobody's scoring more than 3
I was
touchdowns.
doing that thing to let you talk about one of these 2 teams specifically.
Yeah,
I was
it's a pre-sell. It's a
set up.
segue.
Yeah.
It's a segue.
Like-
but
to that.
then
Brewers
Eagle.
and B-ballers both scored 40.
yeah, well,
So-
no,
Talk about one of the teams.
Yes.
Just for everyone's information, Los Siete Amigos has the highest points for at 64 after 2 games, and Lionhearts have the largest points against at 63. So you can say there people aren't putting up a lot of points if the average is going to be somewhere around like low 40s. That's
Yeah, so-
Okay, so since we're talking about 0-2 squads, so are you more surprised with Hurricane season Goon Squad or 4th and 20 being 0-2, given that they've had a wealth of experience playing in FPF?
So I will say Hurricane season has had a difficult schedule so far. Eagle will dig that up as I continue talking. Goon Squad doesn't entirely surprise me because they make a lot of mistakes and there are small fundamental things they need to learn on both sides of the ball. And I think they need to chill. Guys, relax. It's a rec league. It's not the Super Bowl. Chill. It was a fun game. There's no need to get so riled up. You'll play better if you're more relaxed. 4th and 20 does kind of surprise me, however, because they did have a decent amount of success last time around. But I'll let Eagle fill us in with information.
Hurricane season lost to Vultures 25-20 and Dirty Landry. That's going to be confusing.
Terrible name.
32-20. Their next games are Channel 4 News Team.
Not easy.
4th and 20. D2, Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
The Adam Banks.
Vic in a Box. TBA,
Yeah.
Warriors, the Pack, and Unknown Talent.
They have
I
they,
see
they have
two
the
wins.
they have the hardest schedule.
I see 2 wins.
and
right
they're not a bad team.
They're a good team.
Yeah.
They're just not going to win.
I'm surprised
games.
they're like if you just
And, I'm
look
sorry,
at
bro.
And 4th and 20 also lost to Dirty Laundry. They lost to the Pack. And then they have Vultures, Hurricane Season, Zone 6 Ballers, 7 Rounders, Fat Diablos, Replacements, Channel 4 News Team,
Yeah,
and
that's not
Average
so bad.
Joes.
You know what's going to happen
What's
now?
That's not bad.
What's
though.
worse than Matt Radio?
What?
What's worse than Matt Radio?
List radio.
List Radio.
You know what's going to happen now? Like, Andel's going to be like, yo, man, you made fun of me. I go, no, I didn't. Yeah, you guys don't. You ain't talk to the media anymore. That's what Andel's going to tell me right now. You know, anyway, don't talk
It's
to me
okay, guys. We're not interviewing you, man.
anymore. Yo.
Goon
We should-
Squad lost to NWO and Hot Sauce Sports, and they got Warriors, Sharknado, Pension Plan, Green Monster, Channel 4 News Team, 7th
you gotta
Rounders,
stop with the
TBA, and
lists.
Unknown Talent.
All right, so out of those 3
That's
teams,
top.
without listening to the schedule they have in front of them, if you had to pick one squad to make playoffs, who is it right now?
Amongst these 3 teams?
Yeah.
The problem is I really like Hurricane Season. I think it's a good team, but their schedule
Their
is
schedule's
so
brutal. That's
bad
brutal.
that they're going to be stuck. They're going to get some wins. They're not going to finish 2-8. I believe they're going to finish like 4 and 6.
I don't agree. I think Mo's right.
You think it's going to be less than 4 wins?
I think it's going to be 2 or 3 wins. And the worst part is that they're going to be in every game. They're going to lose every game by like 4 or 5 points.
That's tough.
It's just that the teams they're playing against are more refined, have better offenses, and it's just going to be tough for them to win those kind of games and only score 20, 24 points.
Yes, you go.
We do have a Facebook comment from Hassani Waro.
Oh,
Definitely-
hold on. You got to see it properly. The Bajan sensation, my friend, Hassani Royale.
He
Not
says
Waro.
it definitely is the Super Bowl in terms of the emotions.
Bajan. I got you, brother.
I mean,
I
no,
got you,
it's
brother,
not.
Bajan.
No.
I got Bajan
That's Mokan's
sensation.
boy.
The Bajan sensation, Hassani Royale.
You keep saying the same thing.
He's the
Move on.
sensation, man. He's Bajan.
If we didn't laugh the first time, it doesn't get
It
funnier
gets
as you
funnier
explain
every
it.
single time because it's mad respect for the Bajan sensation, Hassani Royale, my friend. The new version of the NWO. Are we going to tap the brakes on this 2-0 start because they've had these good starts and then they always flame out and they become like hurricane season and implode upon each other during a football game?
Like I like what they've been doing so far. They got 5 receivers with touchdowns, which in lower divisions it's impressive.
Bring back the Wildcat.
They've got like Stephen Tirelli's having a great season so far, like defensively, but there's a lot of things that worries me. There's only one guy that gets interceptions. There's no sacks on defense after 2 games. The whole team as a whole, I think they've been lucky with their schedule more than anything else.
They're going 3-0. They have to start the season. They face Goon Squad, 7th Rounders, and Sharknado. It's about so the thing is, like, especially 7th Rounders and Sharknado, there's talent on those teams, but they're new to FPF.
It's not refined.
And when you're playing against an experienced team, it's just difficult because you haven't learned what to do yet in different situations. And for that reason, it sucks that this happens, that their first real test is week 4 against Hot Sauce Sports. But it's the first time they've played a team, which they're undefeated against, by the way. They're undefeated against my teams.
Wow.
That's
But
sad.
it's the first time they're going to face a team that's as experienced as they are.
So what needs to be convinced? Like for you, Peeze, and for you, Simone, even Chris, you can jump in as well if you want to talk about this. If they were to beat Hot Sauce Sports in week 4, does that put more of a confidence point saying, okay, they're legit, we can take them for real now?
Well, if NWO goes 4-0, I agree with Peace that their first 2 games have been easy, and I believe that's why they've been so successful. Is the stats as a whole hasn't been very impressive, but they've been winning. If they're able to step it up a little bit, go 3-0, and beat Hot Sauce Sports in week 4, you are staring at a 4-0 record. Unless you have a ridiculous collapse and you finish 4-6, they should be all right.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
look. They're going to make the playoffs, and
At 4-0, you already made the playoffs.
Well,
You probably clinched
like,
already.
Like I said, week 4 we'll definitely have a gauge of how good the team actually is. But they're starting 3-0, so either way, regardless of the team being one of the top teams or perhaps maybe a strong middle of the pack team, either way, because of the start, they'll make the playoffs. Because then you basically got to win 2 games to make the playoffs.
Not even.
It's true, not even
It's like
necessarily.
16
No.
out of 20, no?
Yeah,
So,
so like 4, even
so
3 games you might
like
get.
3 and 7
Yeah.
makes it in, most
Yeah.
likely, anyways.
That's a cutoff right
deeper,
now, minimum.
It's deeper than it has been in previous seasons in Div 6, so it may not. But I'm saying there's a good chance 3 or 4 wins may get you in.
How sad would that be if you're one of the 4 teams that don't make it playoffs?
It depends. If you're 0-6, if you're 0-10, you're not supposed to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But if you're like the 16 team and like 4-6, it's tough.
All right, so who has a better quarterback future? The Simon Dagenais man crush in 3 years' time. Is it Alessandro Barazzoni or your boy, Matt Pizzaturo, who has played quarterback for the first time? He did play a couple of times last year. So which quarterback are you buying right now to have a better quarterback future?
I'm buying Alessandro Barazzoni.
So that's your man crush in 3
Yeah,
years?
he's been playing really well. Unknown Talent has been a very successful franchise-ish for the few seasons they've played. I don't see why he will not continue on this hot streak that they have. I think he's a contender for the QB of the year this season. And I don't... The only difference is I don't see Matt Pizzaturo being a contender for QB of the
He's
year
going to be
this
pissed that
season.
you
That's
picked
all right.
against him.
That's all right.
Oh, boy.
He's good, but it's like compare like number 1 to like number 2 and 3. It's a close race. They're both good quarterbacks, but Barazzoni I think has a better ceiling.
I like Barazzoni overall because as he gets better, he'll play with better talent, and he's shown that he doesn't feel the need to put everything on his own shoulders. That he uses that he knows he has a talented squad, and so he's going to use his players to the best and put them in the best situation for success. Whereas Matt Pizzaturo has a cannon, and he's going to force balls. It's funny because you talk about the Simon Dagenais man crush. This, to me, the closest comparison to Matt Pizzaturo is Simon Dagenais, is that I see him being the kind of guy who's going to throw 35-ish touchdowns but also 15-ish interceptions.
He has a hairstyle like Simon Dagenais.
You need to cut that, bro.
ASAP.
Well, it's
Get
not
your
as
shit together.
Well, it's not as bad as Mokan.
So would you say, well, I'll give him a haircut in 2 weeks, by the way. The process is almost
Why
over.
can't you just cut it earlier?
It's a process, my friend. We're going
What
to
is-
the
okay.
Sixers process. my
What
friend.
is the process? I'm curious.
Like the Sixers had their process. This is the process.
Yes, but I can define the Sixers process. I don't know what your process
It's
is.
the process, the foundation to build a proper haircut for this.
So
2019
what
year.
happens if in 2 weeks it doesn't look good?
Oh, it's gonna look good. Don't worry.
But what happens?
Process is gonna be
What's
looking
your
good.
plan B?
you
shave it
realize
off?
you
Don't
realize
worry.
no matter
Do another process for June.
no matter what it looks like, we're gonna say it looks bad, and we're gonna tell everyone else to tell you it looks bad.
Don't worry
just
about
to
that.
get in your head.
You can tell what Chris,
Just to get in
Alex.
your
Don't
head.
worry about that. Don't worry about that.
We got you, Mokan. Don't worry.
All right. So in this case with Pizzaturo, would you take him in a 40 bomb challenge and
Yes.
Barazzoni for 5 plays?
Yes. 1 play, give me Pizzatoro. 5 plays, give me Alessandro Barazzoni.
It's fair. Either way,
He'd be like, you know how the Colts subbed in Jacoby Brissett to throw the Hail Mary.
So
in the NFL
Simon,
season?
Alex Andrew Luck over here,
Yeah.
and he's
Yeah.
Jacoby Brissett. So looking at 6D, the next, are we looking at DGC and Los Cietos Amigos as being the Bama and Clemson of this division?
Well, the problem is that the top teams of this division get promoted to Division 6 for the playoffs.
Right. No, we know. Yes, the top
We,
4.
we had
yeah.
that very confusing conversation
yeah,
last week.
where Eagle kind of confused all of us, and we thought there's a 7D and 7E in this whole league of ours.
Words are hard.
The thing is, so like Los City Amigos, I kind of really like. I enjoyed watching their team in the fall. DGC, and I was talking to Fodi Evangelista today, actually about their team, and I was saying that I kind of feel like they're in a weird spot where they're too good for Division 6D and not good enough to compete in Division 6.
did you see?
Yeah.
I agree.
And so like even when placing them in division, that was the most difficult thing. Was like I get his point of why they shouldn't be in Division 6, but I also know deep down they don't belong in Division 6D.
I agree. I think it's one of those teams that I hope for their sake that these next 8 weeks of FPF are going to help them grow just a little bit more and be able to compete in Division 6. I think they're going to have a tough time if they're placed middle of the pack Div 6, and they're going to have to win 3 or 4 games in Div 6. But at the same time, with 10 more weeks of practice, there's a chance that they're able to upset one of the few teams in Div 6 in the playoffs, because it's fair to say they're going to make the Div 6
Obviously,
playoffs.
Eagle's giggling about something here.
Well, because I have a green bottle
Yes, I know. I noticed
And
that.
so
Why don't you show the audience?
Yeah, it disappears.
I
It
can't.
disappears.
because of our very real background.
It disappears into the
Yeah.
night of
We're talking
the
about real
skyline
background.
of ours.
The real background is behind
We
us.
change it constantly.
It's real.
Chris, next week we're wearing green, so come in green next week, please.
Green man costumes.
Team of the week, Real Bros of Simi Valley.
Does anyone get this reference?
Yeah, I think I do.
Because like it's
I
supposed to be a YouTube thing, and then I stopped caring.
I don't know what it is.
I thought it has,
Eagle.
Yeah.
Research.
No, Mokan, what do you think it is first?
Okay, let's all guess what it is.
Adult
Okay,
film
Okay,
angle.
this is what we do.
Okay.
The 3 of us are gonna guess what it is, and then Chris
four of
Rive
us? Oh.
will choose which one's right, and then Eagle's gonna give us
The correct
what's actually
answer,
right. But
yeah.
then we're still gonna go with whatever Chris says. All right, so
Let's do it.
Mo,
I think it's more of an adult film angle. Like
which adult film angle? Which angle?
there's a
specifically?
TV show I think there was
Like
back in the
up
day.
top?
Like Real something in Silicon Valley.
From behind?
So
how
is
is
that adult really?
I think it's something. Anyway, that's what I think. I think it's adult.
You?
I feel like it's a reference to Entourage that we don't get.
I was gonna say a reference to a show I don't remember, so that would have been good. I think it is a band of kidnappers kidnapping celebrities across Silicon Valley.
All right. So your answer, Chris. Who has the right answer?
First thing that came to my head was Silicon Valley. So
Yes.
The show.
yeah, yeah.
So I win.
So, The Real Bros of Simi Valley is a YouTube TV series, which actually stars the, I guess I'll call him the Dick Burglar from the first season of American Vandal.
So you use okay.
Like the guy who
Okay,
didn't
but
draw the dick. Spoilers,
but what is
by
it
the
about?
way.
So
though?
who's close to who's?
Oh, but Simi Valley is that it's in California. It's where they film a bunch of stuff.
Okay, but what is it about?
It's in
though?
LA.
It's a bunch of bros.
All right, so about
So-
nothing.
So Entourage, yes.
So I was
No,
close
but,
then.
but Chris chose me though, so I'm right.
It's true.
The series is described
What?
as
It's not an adult film. It's on YouTube.
no, I was right.
living in Simi
No,
has
you're
been
not.
pretty chill for these four best friends, but now that high school ended 10 years ago,
This is my dude.
it might be time for
All
the
right.
bros to grow
Next
up.
topic.
Chris is my dude.
Entourage.
Chris
That's
is my dude.
exactly it.
Yeah, but you're wrong because
All
Chris
right,
didn't
so
choose you.
Real Bros Sim Valley are 101.
This show's not about learning.
No, it's also not about adult films apparently.
Yeah, probably not. Two of the receivers, John Frankham and Ryan Shapiro, are in the top 5 in receiving yards so far. Mind you, only have 4 guys who've caught a ball or more. Evan Lineberger, take away his passing percentage, 7 TDs, no INTs, but he's been sacked 5 times. They've been on the receiving end of a couple. They had a blowout, and they were experiencing a blowout as well. So, do we like their potential, given that they have 2 guys in the top 5 in receiving yards, and they have a quarterback who's thrown 7 TDs, no INTs so far this season, gentlemen?
I don't know.
Oh, perfect.
Because
Yes!
Also, like, you know, if we can't all be at every field all the time. I actually haven't seen them in person yet. I will see them by the end of the season. My concern is that they may be just one of these teams that fit into Division 6D, where you know they may be a team that's just learning the ropes and win a couple of games. Because when I saw this team, I thought Ryan Shapiro was going to be throwing. He threw previously for Goofy Goobers. He's a good quarterback. He attempted 1 pass in this game, but it seems to be Evan Leibenger's team. I like that he's not turning the ball over. So that's something positive. But they also got trashed by the Brewers, who historically have been a bad FPF team.
They look like the Seahawks against the Real Simi Valley over there, boys.
Next week they
If
play
you mispronounce
Potatoes.
Hawks,
Yeah.
it could be an adult film.
Next week they play Potatoes. We know that Potatoes are going to be bringing in subs because of a last-minute scheduling conflict. So that's maybe a W.
So we'll still have no information.
Exactly.
So we'll go on the unknown. It's like North Korea. We don't know what's going on there, but we believe it's a country out there. Well, yeah. A prediction, since we're going off the basis that we don't know this team here, I want you guys to give like a random number of wins that they'll have this year, including you, Chris. You'll give a random number, and whoever's closest will get a trophy from the back of the studio right here.
Yes.
Okay?
They play.
11-5.
Okay, perfect.
They're 1-1. They're playing Potatoes, B-Ballers, Bud Knights, Los Siete Amigos, Les Cassis. That's funny.
Yeah,
Thanks
Let's
to our
Radio.
Prime Time, BDR, and South Shore.
Did you see my
Seamen.
face? I was like, oh, man. This say the finance. You can say like different teams, and we'll be like, okay, cool. That's fine.
Let's go. List Radio. What else can we list?
Can you read us your grocery list for the week?
Yes.
If I made a grocery list, I would.
It'd be Skittles, Mars bars. What else?
Yeah,
don't
you
actually
have
like Skittles.
atrocious
Yeah.
health.
Yeah,
you
man.
need to be followed by a specialist
Like diabetes doctors times 2 or something like that.
and like psychologists.
Hold on. In a day, average day here, Eagle, because you're a key component to this whole webcast. How many coffees do you have per day?
Like 4.
How many energy drinks do you have
That's
per
not
day?
that bad. For an Italian,
No energy drinks.
What about candy? You're a big candy guy.
Not that much, to be honest.
So if I put a bag of Skittles right next
Oh,
to
I'll
you.
demolish it.
Okay, perfect. Without you even finishing the question.
it.
He won't buy it for himself.
No, but next
Well, that's a good thing,
we'll do it as a
though. Yeah.
test though. I'll bring a bag of Skittles next
You can't
to
do
my
that.
mirror, and I'll put it right there. See what
Can you
happens.
not get Skittles? Because I don't like them all that much.
Which ones do you want?
I don't know.
He likes
anything
the
else.
sour candies.
Sour candy. eh?
But
Maybe
he's
you're a
not-
big
but
sour
he's not
candy.
here.
Sour watermelons? Go to like Bulk Barn.
He's not here.
Buy a whole bunch of them. I'll eat the whole bag.
I like the
In
blue
one
sharks
episode
as
or,
well.
or one whole show episodes?
Yes.
Perfect.
We should buy like kilos of it.
Yeah, we'll buy it. and see if we can
We're
eat it
gonna
all.
drown
You
him in
laugh. I bought 5 kilos and left in my locker for my first semester, and I demolished them.
No, but
in, like,
you're
2
gonna
weeks.
have like 3 hours
It was
to
last
eat them. It's gonna
Yeah,
give
it
you
was
tummy
yesterday.
aches.
Oh, yes.
5 kilos of like
I-
sour watermelons, you're gonna die.
Okay, so this is your department, quarterback woes. In the
It's my department. What?
It is your department because you're a woeful quarterback. Okay,
Mokan, come on.
in top 10,
Mokan.
you look at the top 10 quarterbacks in this division, 6D. 8 of them have thrown multiple INTs. So we're talking about 2, if not 3, 4 INTs so far. There's no top 10 quarterback minus one who has 20 passing completions that has thrown for above 60%. So everyone's below 50%. Everyone's below 55%, and everyone's thrown multiple INTs. Is this trust the process here, Simon, to make sure guys just stick with it and don't get discouraged by this whole
The one thing
process?
about Division 6D is it's a lot of new teams, a lot of new quarterbacks, a lot of guys who don't necessarily know a lot about FPF. It's the first 2 weeks, right? So you got to learn at some point, and you got to know what you're doing. My only advice to these guys would be like you've played 2 games already. Learn from the games that you've played and try not to make the same mistakes again. You're going to face different defenses. So you're going to try to get chemistry with your receivers. It takes time. Don't get discouraged by 1 or 2 bad performances. But if you have a game where you throw no touchdowns and like 4 picks, you scrap everything you've done and try again. Like you did everything wrong. There's like, but there's no like everything's wrong.
Just
Change
throw it out the window.
everything.
Yeah, like your face isn't working for you.
Change everything.
You just
Buy
disown
new
your family.
jerseys. Buy new jerseys. Change your shorts.
Yeah.
Everything. Also change your socks. It could be superstitious.
But the biggest issue is because Simo's incapable of actual analysis. The real difference in division between Division 6 and Division 6D is in quarterbacking. Not only the caliber of quarterback, but also the these teams don't have a system yet. They don't know the plays that work in FPF.
Eagle
Yes.
asked me to get closer to you.
All right, this is really weird. Would you like us to
Like
introduce
kids.
ourselves again?
Yes, please. Hi, we're Mokan.
And I did it very subtly, but he had to make it awkward.
You're like, come on, get closer.
Suddenly too. And
I thought, like, I was like, you can speak to your own microphone. You don't need
Are
mine.
you going for the kiss?
So that's the thing I said, and now
Here's a
I'm
question,
freaked
by the way.
out. So I'm not
All right,
saying
Chris, to get a real quarterback's perspective here, you are
Mr.
an
25% said that, by the way.
you are an elegant
24.7.
quarterback. But for a 60 quarterback, what is the key for them to develop and continue to ascend up the ladder?
Steroids.
I think Peeze was getting to that. Like teams are still testing the waters, I think, in 60. Like I remember when I first started playing quarterback, like I was just trying a little bit of everything. I think you need to do what instinctively you feel comfortable with. Like if you're a running quarterback, run around and find the plays, and then it's trial and error. So like obviously this is, you can't just run around either, because you know that playing quarterback is more, you're gonna go further with your arm than your legs. So ideally you gotta find like a balance in between that. So I think it's just getting those reps in and just making the mistakes and then learning from those mistakes, and that's how you ascend. I mean, that's for me, like that's, if I say that from if you compare my numbers from like when I first started, like I was running way more than I was passing, and then I realized, hey, we're getting this amount of wins because I'm running too much. Let's start passing more, and like from there you develop on. So I think that for 6D you just have to just go with it, and you just gotta, like I said, make the mistakes, and you learn, and you learn from what you did wrong. Hopefully.
So what I've learned from you is that you were the RG3 before RG3 became what he was. Run, and throw afterwards.
Yeah, minus the injuries, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Look at this guy. I'll just run around.
right, so here-
And you know the offensive rookie of the year is
All
status
right,
too.
here's a
yeah.
good question for you. Would Chris Rivet go perfect in a 60 game as a quarterback?
Probably.
Perfect.
Maybe not perfect.
Like, let's
but-
say 25
You
to
know-
25.
No, but he'd have a perfect quarterback rating. I don't think he'd be perfect. Like you just miss a throw or a guy will drop it. Do you have 60 receivers?
Yeah, that's true. It's 25 for 25. He's gonna have 5 drops.
If
It
he has
won't be his
us-
fault.
If he has us.
Yeah, he's gonna go 20 for 25. I'm gonna drop at least 4 of them.
I'll drop one.
I need piece of snap though. I need piece of snap.
Nice.
Oh, boy.
If you have Mokan as a receiver, he's dropping 7.
No, I ain't
Yeah.
dropping 7.
His
bro.
finger is still broken from the 24.7% completion percentage.
All right, it is now time for...
Games of the week.
All right.
Because
Oh,
I
yes.
pick games in my article, I will actually announce the games for you guys. Actually, I pick games in Marc-André Delaunay's article. So read that part. Ignore the rest.
Don't read French stuff.
With that said, I'll list the games for you guys to
Yes.
pick. How many games do you want? Because we didn't plan this at all.
3 for each division.
3 for each
6 and
division.
6D.
So 8,
no.
because whatever Mokan said is wrong.
In a battle of undefeateds, Vic in a box take on Average Joes. Mokan.
Vic in the box.
Yeah, give me the box.
Chris Rivet, without knowing who's who do you got?
I know Vic in a box.
All right,
Vic in a box.
he's got Vic in the box.
Zone 6 ballers who may show up to the game take on unknown talent. Alessandro Barazzoni, ex-Zone 6 baller himself, who will win this game.
Oh, you know who's going to win. Unknown talent.
I don't care who shows up for Zone 6 ballers. Give me talent.
I'm going with UT.
The team now who's at the top of
One
Division
dog,
6, Dog
One
Pound,
dog.
take on the struggling but veteran Pension Plan.
Give me a pension plan.
Wait, what? Say it again?
I'm already on the Patriots 6 league.
Pension plan. Who you got?
Okay, because you started with Bud
That's
and
Vince
then...
Pisano's team, right?
Yes, that's right.
Pension plan. Pension plan.
Nah.
Yeah.
Pension Plan's losing this game.
Two?
Oh, boy.
Who's the team they're losing to? When you weren't listening because you were screwing around with your pen.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know,
Because you
I
couldn't
mean,
get that in 3 minutes.
But then you also said plenty of words. Say Bud.
yeah, because I'm
no
describing the
Pension Plan.
teams.
No, you said Bud, like Bud Nights. Yeah, Dog Pound's winning.
6D.
Name one player on Dog Pound.
Eagle.
Right? So, no.
Yes. Eagle told me to join the team next week.
2 new teams to face off, Rosedale Renovations and Lionhearts.
Give me Lionheart.
Rosedale Renovations. Renovation.
Because?
Well, they lost a close one this week. It's all about... And Lionheart's offense has been mediocre. So I don't think they're going to be able to score more than like 6, maybe 12. I think Rosedale's going to be able to score like 19.
Excellent analysis. Chris, who you got?
I'm going with Lionhearts, strictly on the name.
Fair.
Perfect.
fair.
That's the way you do it.
Gold Rush take on Lake Assay. Gold Rush having played only one game, won that game. Lake Assay lost week 1, won week 2.
Give me Gold Rush.
Nope, they can see.
Because of the name.
Gold Rush.
Yes.
Gold Rush. Last game.
Brewers take on Past Hour Primetime.
Give me the Brewers.
Yeah, I'll take Brewers.
I have to go with my boy, Jeffrey Lefebvre. Brewers.
That's because you were on the same team with him in a hard division. You can't go against them.
You can. You can do whatever you want.
All right, so Chris Gervais'
whatever you want,
first voyage, he's like, man, why the hell did I commit for 14 weeks for this piece of crap show in this shipping container with a bunch of idiots?
Sounds
He's
about
like,
right.
my God, where's GM when we need him?
These lights are very bright. They're
Yeah,
like
they're
straight in
very
our
bright.
faces.
Yeah.
I know it's new, but it's straight in our faces.
Yeah. Okay, so there you have it. Another
Those are the final
episode-
thoughts. That was the final thoughts.
Episode in the books. Simone Dagenais having no idea who the Dog Pound are as his pen flew right behind him and missing out who the Dog Pound were playing.
Like, just why couldn't you get your pen 3 minutes later?
Yeah.
Well, also, why did you start off by saying Bud Nights and then realize it was Pension
You didn't
Plan?
say Bud Nights
But,
at all.
you had like a 3
Did anyone else in the room hear Bud Nights?
No.
All right.
Like you had a 3
Shut up.
You had a reaction from a 3-year-old. We're like, oh man, my pen.
Oh, man.
You just totally forgot about the show.
Oh,
Just focused on
man.
the pen.
I was
All right.
focused on Mokan.
Magic words, please.
Does Dave Chappelle wear boxers or briefs?
Good night, Duke University.
Boxers.
I think he's a boxers guy.
No, I think it's the boxers.
Yeah, like he seems like pretty chill. So like you gotta let it hang loose, right? You're not
Yeah, you can't-
strapping that shit to
No,
yourself.
you can't.
Boxer briefs. Like, for me, boxer briefs is a game changer.
Of course.
Yeah.
Just the whole game.